new TV show featuring everything great about Acadia with a special emphasis on real estate and listings of the Swan Agency Sotheby's International Realty.
In order to capture some dynamite aerial photos of his open house, Realtor John Bennett met with Mike Perlman, the Swan Agency's photographer, for a little crash course on drones.
All right, I want to see you bring this thing back, Mike. Okay. This is what he was supposed to do the other day. It failed miserably. And I have the video to prove it.
Can you shake right from there? Mike, what exactly are you doing?
I'm just trying to shake the drone out of the tree.
Okay, bring it back, Mike. Yeah, I'll bring it back, Captain. Now it's a major.
Major? You're a major what?
Every time. Impressed, Evelyn, until I
can't land these things. The first time I took it out, I crashed it right into the side of my house on my porch.
This one? Or
yeah,
the other one?
No, the other one. Then I crashed it into a tree behind the barn. And then I got it stuck up in the tree. So second time's the charm, right?
Today's episode of Living Acadia takes us to the Scoodic Peninsula on the coast of Maine. We'll be touring our new listing, Far From the Wolf, on Grindstone Neck in Winter Harbor. First, we are going to head over to the Scoodic Institute and meet their president, Mark Berry, and learn more about the organization.
Hey, Mark. John Bennett.
Hi, John. Very nice to meet you. Mark Berry.
Mark, what can you tell us about the mission of your organization?
The Scoodic Institute is dedicated to providing people with a greater understanding and a deeper appreciation for nature. And we're fortunate to do that here in partnership with Acadia National Park. We have an outstanding setting and a beautiful campus within the park at Scoodic Point. So we work with people of all ages. We have some really strong partnerships with schools and the park where entire classes come here and have a multi-day residential outdoor education experience where they get to learn about nature in this inspiring environment and take that home, and it benefits them throughout their year and sometimes changes their lives. We have programs that also reach out to schools all across the state and engage students in science outside of their own class buildings. Right now they're monitoring snowpack all across Maine and contributing to scientific information. And we engage the public in citizen science projects, from monitoring bird migrations to studying ocean acidification. In many ways, we're supporting Acadia's research priorities of understanding and responding to rapid environmental changes. And in that context, we provide a lot of opportunity for the public, whether it's participating in a week-long workshop or expedition or coming to an evening presentation. The intellectual activity here makes this a more exciting place for people to live and for people to visit.
Mark, can you tell us about the relationship between the Scoodic Institute and Acadia National Park?
This facility here at the tip of Scoodic Point was once a Navy base. It was a listening center where the Navy listened to the North Atlantic. And as technology changed and it was no longer necessary for the Navy to be right next to the ocean to do that, they eventually moved their operations elsewhere and the Navy withdrew from the facility. The land reverted to the National Park Service, and the park saw an opportunity to create a research learning center. And in order to do that, they instigated the creation of a nonprofit partner that has become Scoodic Institute. So we now work really closely with the park on education and research programs, not only here on this campus, but throughout the park and across the region. And Acadia is an incredible partner, in part because so many people love the place, so many people love the National Park Service, and because they have 2.5 million visitors a year, it gives us an incredible opportunity for our research and our educational activities to reach a wide audience.
How did the Navy happen to have a relationship with Acadia National Park?
The Navy had originally created a listening station on Mount Desert Island at Otter Cliffs back in 1917. And when Acadia National Park was first being formed and Mr. Rockefeller wanted to create what's now the Park Loop Road, that Navy listening station was in the way. And the Park Service and Mr. Rockefeller were able to convince the Navy to consider an alternate location. As it turned out, John Moore's heirs had just gifted 2,000 acres here at the tip of Schoodic Point to the National Park Service. The Navy moved their listening station, and Mr. Rockefeller contributed his architect. And this is Rockefeller Hall that we're sitting right next to, constructed in the same style as the carriage houses within Acadia National Park on MDI.
Up next, Stephanie Clement of Friends of Acadia will update us on the 2016 Acadia Centennial Celebration and how people and businesses can get involved.
Hi, I'm Evelyn Swan with Acadia Trail Mix. We're on the shore path in Bar Harbor, Maine. It's not really an Acadia trail, but it's one of my favorite places to run. After your walk on the shore path, come visit us at Acadia Trail Mix. We're located on 135 Cottage Street next to the Bar Harbor Bicycle Shop.
Hello, my name is Stephanie Clement and I work for Friends of Acadia here in beautiful Bar Harbor, Maine. We're a nonprofit partner support organization for Acadia National Park, and I'm also currently serving as the staff person to the Acadia National Park Centennial Task Force, which is planning a year-long Maine-wide celebration of Acadia National Park during its centennial year in 2016. I'd like to invite all of you to become a part of the celebration in a number of different ways. First, I'd invite you to go to our website, which is acadiacentennial2016.org. That's the one-stop shop for finding out everything about the Centennial, from the events that have been planned to merchandise that's being offered by our local shops and stores, and also for all the plans that partners from across the state have made to celebrate their unique relationship to Acadia National Park. Currently, there are over 100 different organizations and businesses that have planned activities ranging from art shows to musical celebrations to just sending a contribution to help make the Centennial go for the year. All of that information is online, again, at acadiacentennial2016.org. And we invite you to become a part of the Centennial. We invite you to think about your own relationship to Acadia National Park and how you might like to celebrate that during the Centennial year. There are forms online at the website that you can fill out to suggest your idea of how you might like to become involved. You could either design a program or event, sell a product of your own design, or send a contribution. We welcome all of the above to become Acadia Centennial partners. For more information, visit acadiacentennial2016.org, and we hope to see you sometime next year during Acadia's celebration.
And now, back to our tour of Far From the Wolf.
Far From the Wolf is located on Grindstone Neck in Winter Harbor, Maine. The house was built in 1892 by John G. Moore. Today, the estate sits on 4 oceanfront acres. Almost 8,000 square feet of living space is filled with massive entertaining areas and 11 bedrooms with private baths and some even with fireplaces. There is a tea house on the rocks for oceanfront enjoyment. Welcome to our open house at Far From the Wolf on Grindstone Neck, Winter Harbor, Maine.
What a great home this is. This is incredible. Look at the woodwork. Unbelievable.
You know, they don't build houses with this much detail anymore.
No, they certainly don't. Betty, check out that view.
I know. I love Winter Harbor. Used to come over here and play golf. The golf course is great. It's like a little pebble beach.
Yeah, the mountains of Acadia.
Everything.
The fireplace.
The design of the fireplaces. I love the curvature.
And this mantle. I like the way they do this mantle.
The chandelier, it's wooden. It's neat.
Look at the window seat there, the way it curves.
Yes.
Lovely.
The This house was built when? I don't know, in the mid-1800s maybe?
I think so, yeah, right around there.
Be interesting to find out the history of it, you know, in the very, very beginning.
Right.
You know, who it was built for and who lived here and so forth.
So this is the dining room. This is crazy. Can you imagine the dinners here, the fireplace, the view? I know, it's beautiful. I wonder what the name of this is. John Bennett, what's the name of this house again?
Far from the Wolf.
Far from the Wolf. What is that? I wonder what that
Yeah,
means.
where'd that come from? Well, I actually read that the original owner who had the house built worked on Wall Street. So he wanted to get away from the wolves.
Oh, that makes sense. Far from the wolves of Wall Street. Where's Leo? The fireplace is gorgeous. I mean, it looks like it's original, but it's hard to say.
Absolutely.
Has anyone noticed that it's curved? The woodwork has to be, I mean, it has to be handmade because you feel like you're in a ship.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
John Moore was a native of Steuben and went to Wall Street and was extremely successful. He built that spectacular home on Grindstone Neck in Winter Harbor and was really instrumental in the foundation of the Grindstone Neck summer colony. And he also assembled 2,000 acres here at Schoodic Point that he purchased from multiple property owners and began to conceive of this place as a park. He built the first road out to Schoodic Point, and although he passed away before this could happen, his heirs, who had, his daughters had actually gone to England and married royalty, they contributed this land to the National Park Service and were instrumental actually in the naming of Acadia National Park, which had formerly been named Lafayette National Park. In order to encourage the gift, the Park Service was willing to make a name change.
Mark, this has been so informative and interesting. Can you tell us how to get more information on the Schoodic Institute?
Well, we certainly encourage people to visit our website, which is schoodicinstitute.org, and they can find information about all of our upcoming programs and events there or sign up for our newsletter. But we also welcome people to drop in and visit. There's a welcome center here in Rockefeller Hall, and people are welcome to make their way out to Schoodic Point, enjoy the park, and stop to learn about what we're doing here as well.
The Schoodic Peninsula, containing the only portion of Acadia National Park on the mainland, boasts granite headlands, rocky beaches, and spruce fir forests. Although similar in scenery to Mount Desert Island, the coast of the Schoodic Peninsula is more intimate and secluded. There are several hiking trails on the Schoodic Peninsula. They include the Alder Trail for 0.6 miles, which is very easy, the Anvil Trail, moderate with steep sections 1.1 miles, the East Trail, moderate with steep sections 0.5 miles, and the Schoodic Head Trail, moderate 0.6 miles.
And now, back to our tour of Far from the Wolf.
The Far from the Wolf kitchen was obviously designed for entertaining large groups. While it is perfectly usable in the current state, it is a great space for a thoughtful redesign with plenty of square footage and an ocean view.
So, what do you think of the kitchen?
I think it's great space. Somebody would probably want to remodel it.
I think Evie would be great to call from Island Interiors. Remember what a great job she did on the designer home kitchen?
Absolutely.
It was perfect.
I bet this probably was staff quarters at one point, staff dining quarters.
That could be. Wonder what this thing is. Is that where you
I wouldn't pull on it too hard.
Maybe you crank the pizza up or something?
I don't know about that. It looks fake.
Yeah, I think you're right, Evie.
There are 11 bedrooms and baths at Far from the Wolf. 10 of those bedrooms have ocean views, all have private baths, and 4 even have fireplaces. The lure of this home to those wishing to convert it to a bed and breakfast inn is huge. However, that would require a discussion with the town office, as it is not a permitted use at this time. The property does have a lodging past in its day of being the inn on Frenchman's Bay.
Oh my gosh, look at that view. It's gorgeous. Between the view, the window seats, the fireplaces in in every room, this would be a perfect inn.
You think that's why she brought us here? Not really a broker tour. She has an ulterior motive, maybe.
She wouldn't put it past her.
That'd make it perfect, though. It'd be great.
This room has plenty of space to be a king room. You can put the bed right here.
Would you do a queen or a king? Where'd you do the bed?
I would definitely put the king bed here, and then we don't even need a sitting area because the window seat is perfect for watching the fireplace or looking out at the views in the morning.
What about art?
We can definitely do a big piece over there, and then another little area with like an armoire to that side next to the closet. It would be a perfect spot for some of Fred's art.
You're right. That's all you need because you have the views and the chairs and you already have this bench, so we're all set in this room.
My name is Jack Russell. I'm a 6-year member of the Friends of Acadia board, and I have the responsibility and pleasure of serving as the co-chair with Cookie Horner of the Acadia Centennial Task Force, which is organizing what we expect and hope will be a year-long, community-based, world-welcoming celebration of Acadia National Park Centennial in 2016. The event in time was July 8th, 1916, when President Woodrow Wilson, under the authority of the Antiquities Act, signed the legislation authorizing the creation of what was then called Sur de Mont National Monument. We didn't really become a national park until 1919, although all the founders referred to it as a national park from the beginning. And we weren't named Acadia National Park until 1929. It was the first element or unit of the national park system, the emerging national park system that was created east of the Mississippi River, and it was the first that came primarily from the donation of private lands to the people of the United States. The most important theme in the generation of Acadia National Park is certainly the work of what is called the Hancock County Trustees of Public Reservations. Quite a mouthful, but a wonderful organization founded in 1901 by Charles W. Eliot, then for more than 40 years president of Harvard University, a 2-decade-long resident of the Northeast Harbor summer community, who felt strongly that the beauty of our island, of Mount Desert Island and its environs, should be preserved for all time for everyone. This trustees of public reservations accumulated property, thought carefully about what to do with the accumulated property, and then when there were some threats to its authority, figured out that the best way to go would be to make it a national monument and then a national park. Each of the village improvement societies in the 4 major towns of Mount Desert had a village improvement society path committee. There was an island-wide path committee. And those wonderful people, both the people with resources and vision from away and the skilled workmen and leaders from here, developed more than 220 miles of hiking trails starting in the 1880s that would be available for everyone. And that's really the foundation of what has become Acadia National Park.
One of the many treasures of Far From the Wolf is the Oceanside Tea House. Our crew enjoyed a walk to the shore on a beautiful day. We visited a hidden part of Far From the Wolf. The breathtaking ocean vistas captured everyone's attention and appreciation for a truly spectacular spot.
Let me turn the light on. There we go.
There's even a fieldstone fireplace in here.
Yep. I guess I've got to get the caretaker to get the plywood off this building.
Far From the Wolf is already getting significant national press attention. The Find Everything Historic blog had this to say about the property. There are a few other places in the U.S. that are better known for classic old money summer vacations and family compounds than coastal Maine, where America's most prominent families from New York, Philadelphia, and the East Coast have been decamping to escape the heat and lavishness of Fifth Avenue and Palm Beach for over a century. Far From the Wolf was built in 1892 by John Godfrey Moore, one of Wall Street's original titans, and is a direct play on the source of his extraordinary wealth. Moore made his fortune in the lumber, the telegraph industry, and finance, and at one time personally owned the vast majority of the mountains, lakes, and oceanfront property that is now Acadia National Park, today one of the most visited national parks in the country. To think that this was once Moore's private domain boggles the mind. It would be like owning Yosemite National Park as your family's personal backyard. Moore's grand shingled summer cottage was for decades considered the finest waterfront estate on the Maine coast, even compared with the ever larger family compounds being built in fashionable Bar Harbor, just 4 miles away across the water. Other notable Far From the Wolf owners have included Frank Noyes, the president of the Washington Star and a founder of the Associated Press, among others.
This is the life. It's amazing. This is amazing. You guys realize that this is a hot tub under here, don't you?
That's why we're waiting for everyone to leave so we can get our hot tub on after.
Too bad this is water. That's what we're doing today. We're pretending this is water.
I guess so. Cocktail time.
Cheers.
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 Great afternoon, guys.
Thanks for coming to my open house, everybody.
Thanks for having us, John.
Many thanks to my fellow Swan brokers, Betty, Ted, Gail, Bradley, Erica with a C, and Erica with a K, Amy, Chris, Alyssa, and Marcella for joining us at the tour of Far From a Wolf.
For the full rundown of Far From the Wolf, visit swanagency.com. Other Swan Agency listings in the Schoodic area include the Bluff House in Gouldsboro. Listing broker Mary Purslow had this to say about the property's MLS comments. The Bluff House has long been known for the beautiful views of Frenchman Bay and the awe-inspiring sunsets. Bluff House has been run as an inn for many years, but this property would also make a great home with guest house. There are 22 plus acres with plenty of space to grow. There is deepwater ocean frontage with easy access to sailing. There are 9 bedrooms and 9 baths in the main house and rustic, charming living areas. There are commercial food possibilities here, as the property has had an on-site restaurant in the past. The price is $999,000. Next, this shorefront home has a designer's touch. Listing brokers, the Erica Brooks Group, had this to say about the property's MLS comments. This immaculate coastal cottage is located on the shores of Gouldsboro Bay in the charming seaside village of Korea. The light and bright home is tastefully updated and renovated. Warm wood floors, elegant crown molding, and thoughtful built-ins make this home classy, yet livable. There are 3 bedrooms and 2 baths in this contemporary cottage home that was built in 1994. There is also a garage. The price is $715,000. And Crowcrest in Sorrento. Crowcrest is an exceptional summer retreat. The 1920s main cottage is complemented by a deep water dock, 2 guest cottages, the gazebo, and the waterside boathouse. This is an area of fantastic sailing waters. The sunsets across Frenchman Bay are captivating. Crowcrest has been family-owned for generations. The lot is over 12 acres with 2,000 feet on the shore. This is truly a retreat where groups can summer and vacation together but still have their own space. The price is $2.9 million. And lastly, another one of broker Mary Purslow's listings. This home on Flanders Bay in Sorrento is actually on an island. A special home on a special island. It is truly a treasure. The post and beam has water views from both sides of the home. It is all quality built. There is access to a deep water mooring. Home features include a massive stone fireplace, custom kitchen, and a master suite with private deck. A special property all around. There are 2 bedrooms and 2 baths in this home that was built in 2008. The price is $997,000. For more information on these properties, visit swanagency.com.
On the next episode of Living Acadia TV, we'll visit Bar Harbor and talk with Debbie Dyer and Shirley Carr of the Bar Harbor Historical Society about the lost cottages of Bar Harbor. We'll tour several properties for sale that are located on the sites of some of the classic cottages now lost, but their stories remain in the book Lost Bar Harbor. Sites include those of the former Tanglewald estate, lost in the Great Bar Harbor Fire of 1947, Reef Point, the shorefront home of noted landscape architect Beatrix Farrand, and Bogue Chateau, the home built by Louisiana's Lottery King on the shore of Hulse Cove. We'll take you on tours of the homes that exist on those sites today.
Also this season on Living Acadia TV, we'll visit Northeast Harbor and talk with local businessman Sam Shaw, who is planning an exciting project for the village in 2016. We'll tour Edge Cove, the sprawling Northeast Harbor estate overlooking the fleet, in addition to other homes in the town of Mount Desert.
Hey! Actually, if you ran down on the shore and got a big rock, we can pound this sign in.
All right, I'm on it.
Erica, I'm just kidding. But you can help me. Let's,
Here, what if I jump on it?
Yeah, I think that would really work.
Okay. Oh, gosh. Huh.
Good job.
Huh. There we go. Perfect.
Voila!
For sale.
It's just lovely, really lovely.
There's nothing like the dawn of a new day in Southwest Harbor, Maine.
My favorite is sitting at the wicker chairs and having breakfast in the morning on the veranda, overlooking the harbor and the gardens.
It's been nice in this spot because in the mornings we've been able to walk right down to the harbor, walk right down to the ferry dock.
The Harbor Cottage Inn is perched above one of Maine's last working harbors. This Victorian mansard-style inn was built in 1870 as part of the first hotel on Mount Desert Island, where guests arrive by steamboat. Today's travelers still seek a special getaway, and here innkeepers are focused on fine hospitality, beginning with breakfast.
It's a baked egg with a homemade pesto sauce.
It's been extraordinary. The food has been delicious and unique, you know, not just your bacon and eggs and that sort of thing, but very unusual kinds of food, and it's been delicious. I've loved it.
The Harbor Cottage Inn is a historic inn with modern amenities. Each of the 11 guest rooms and suites is decorated in an elegant yet casual cottage style, with antiques and coastal collectibles.
The feeling of the place is even a little bit more like a small boutique hotel. And so we want our guests to feel relaxed, enjoy, have their privacy, be comfortable.
Guests seeking longer stays use a sister property just across the street, Pier 1 Vacation Rentals. Both are minutes away from Acadia National Park, home to the island's best trails and beaches.
You know, you got to really get down here and live it, I think.
It's just real quaint, nice and quiet, private.
No matter how you spend the days at this refreshing retreat, the Harbor Cottage Inn will take you to another time.
When people live here, you know, we want them to feel that they had a great vacation experience. And the best is when you can see that they are counting the minutes to come back.